Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now.
Hello, welcome to this new show of HumanityWins.net. And as you can see, I'm here in the up there. I'm on a holiday on the beach. I'm in Cancun, Mexico. And I have my very good friend, Tony from London again. Thank you, Tony. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you again. Thank you for being here.
No problem.
How are you, Tony?
Honor's mine. I'm good, mate. Yeah, good. I just had something to eat. Done what I had to do. Finished. Relax now. Have a chat.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you. And thank you. This subject we're going to attempt to dwell into today, arrogance and humility, but let's not be put off by the word arrogance. We're not going to say it in a bad way. I want to explain the story I already shared with you before recording, that I arrived 2 days ago, and the day we arrived, right now there's this time of the year that turtles, big turtles from the sea, more than 100 years old, big, huge turtles, come back and make a nest here on this beach, and they put a lot of eggs that hatch into little turtles. They estimate it's 3,000 to 4,000 per night try to go back to the sea. So the natural thing is turtles need the night as cover. They need to start the night. They know this naturally. They know this intuitively because they need a cover of the night to be protected against sharks and other animals that want to eat them. Yeah. Okay. If they will live a day, they are visible to these animals and they will not make it to deep sea. If they make it to deep sea, they have a good chance of survival, and they become, in 120 years, something like that, their lifespan, these huge turtles, and the cycle comes back. They eventually come back to the beaches to hatch the eggs, to put the eggs that they hatch into turtles. So I explained the natural process. But the day arrived, there was people that, I'm not saying in a bad way, but they were using their minds to think they wanted to help these turtles, okay? But they didn't know. And that's when I say arrogance in a good way, not arrogance in the sense that we don't know better for a lot of things. And we need to kind of understand that there are things above our pay grade. There are natural things. Nature is above our pay grade. Nature knows better than us.
Absolutely.
And it will always know better than us. So these people were actually grabbing the little turtles and taking them to the sea, trying to help them. And people here in the hotel, they are very aware of this thing, that you shouldn't play with the turtles, you shouldn't mess with them, you shouldn't take pictures with them. It's a very protected, natural thing. Yeah. So they explained to these people that what they were doing was killing the turtles, okay? Because it was 4 p.m. So the turtles were going to the sea, they were going to start swimming, and they were going to get eaten by other fish because they were visible to them. Yeah. The head start of the first night gives them that possibility to be able to go into deep sea and maybe make it. Okay? They still say of the 4,000 turtles every night, they don't know the number, but it's 10%, 20% is the one that makes at most. So it's almost like a suicide mission, but it's a natural thing. Mm-hmm. But these people were using their brain, thinking, I'm helping the. I don't know what they were doing, honestly. They were taking pictures with the turtle, taking videos, playing with them in the beach, in the sea, and then leaving them to swim and swimming around them and stuff like that. So when I say arrogance, is in relation to nature, and humility is, we need kind of maybe make, and I want to clarify something. I've been getting this a lot on the channel. I'm not here to give life lessons to anyone. I'm not here to share any private information. I don't claim to have that. We just share, when you are with me, we both share our intuitions or inner feelings. And if they're good enough for someone to have some resonation, that's perfect. If they're entertaining, that will be neutral. That's perfect. If they upset you, stop watching. Stop watching. Go away. You don't need to question them, honestly, because we're never claiming that this is the way to be or this is the way to behave. We're just sharing our feelings on how, in generality, humanity thinks they're above nature, and we're actually at best equal to nature. Actually, I do believe nature knows much better to us than us, especially on the things on nature. That's why this concept, Tony, and I'll let you speak up after this, that if humans, there are no more humans on Earth, I will personally think Earth and nature will thrive, because same as this example I just shared, we wouldn't be interfering with them. Okay?
Yeah.
So, Tony, go ahead. Thanks.
Yeah. No, great subject, great intro. It's what I see straight away coming to me is the word ignorance, and you can use ignorance in a negative way, it's like condemning somebody and saying, "Oh, like stupid. Oh, you're ignorant." But it's not ignorant that way. It's ignorant. I don't know something, or I lack knowledge about nature in this case. So it's kind of like we've been so civilized that we've lost touch with nature. When we interact with it, we don't seem to have the instincts, or we think it through instead of feed it through. We don't understand. Sort of like a cat would. A cat would sit and watch. If it sees something new, it just sits and watches it. But for could be hours, and then when it's ready, it knows what to do. It doesn't think about it. It's absorbing the vision and the senses and the smells and the whatever. So we've lost that ability to absorb information naturally by just watching and sensing and listening. We've lost that ability, that coming to our senses. So because of TV, people, when they get to nature, it's a new thing, it's a novelty. So they lose their minds, or they sort of say they get their minds, which is a problem. And they treat nature like a show on TV. Oh, quick, let's take some pictures. Oh, let's put a turtle on my head. Let's dance with the turtles. It's like, no, that's not how it's meant to be. You're too civilized, and you're ignorant of nature. So I think that's the key. What I see is ignorance, and we've lost our natural state, and we've become a bit too showbiz, civilized showbiz, same thing. So yeah, I would say we've lost our sense of a connection with nature and how to relate with nature, and that's a really good start for me, I would say, where we've lost our touch with nature. Yeah.
Yes, Tony, I totally agree with you. I think we have lost touch, and then we measure things with nature and how it affects humans only. For example, I've shared this story also a couple of times with bees. When, this problem with bees that started, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. Who knows? There are many school of thoughts of what is going on with bees, and it's not the intention of this topic. But we can all agree that bees have been dying in mass numbers for the last 10, 15 years. So I remember sharing this with someone and said, but don't you worry about it, because if you're worried about food, they're going to find ways to make it in a lab or to use some other animal to, for the pollination of crops. I said, no, I'm not only concerned about foods. Why it's always about humans? We're talking about a very important species here that certainly serves other species, nature, flowers, that maybe complete species will die, bees go, not only humans. And yes, of course, they're going to find other ways for us to get food that don't involve bees. But that's not only the point. What's the point? For us to be left alone here on this planet, and no other species and animal. I remember when I was in a shop a few years ago, and someone approached me from this organization that apparently, I think it's all BS, honestly, but this organization that apparently takes care of nature, I'm forgetting the name, very well known. And they were trying to save a type of whale out there in California, Mexico, the California part of Mexico, South California. And he said, because there are only 8 left in the world. And I said, it sounds horrible, but if nature wants this species to disappear, there are only 8 left. So it's very hard. They're going to keep going.
Yeah.
And, species disappear every year. A new species start every year. That's mainstream information. Okay.
Sure.
So I say, why are you not more concerned about bees, for example? Oh, because that's a different thing. It's kind of hard. No, I'm concerned about this whale. And so your donation will go to, a specialized marine biologist is going to take, and say, no, thank you. I will donate for bees. I will donate for the environment. I will donate for clean air, for all that.
Yeah.
But I won't donate because you pick this example of a species that has 8 left in the world, and you use it for the photograph. You use it to show off.
Yes.
I'm thinking that the organization is very well known. It's worldwide, Tony. I just don't have the name right now. But it's Greenpeace, sorry, Greenpeace.
Greenpeace. Yes.
Greenpeace, yes. And he was from Greenpeace. And he will take your credit card, and they wanted $20 per month as a donation for this thing. And I said, I'll donate for bees, for real things that you're helping, not just things that you're going to put in your website and videos and that, and say, oh, we're saving. It was called the vaquita whale. which is a small whale. And I think it disappeared by now because this was years ago. Okay, I
Right.
heard the last there were two left. Yes, of course it was going to disappear.
Yeah.
We shouldn't interfere in one way or the other. But with bees, we're clearly doing something to them. So we should try and find out what are we doing with bees and stop it and stop
Yeah.
messing with nature. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think we look at like nature as like a circus almost. Like we live in cities and towns, and nature's kept us away from us. It's like fenced off. You know, you have safari parks or the beaches nearby. You have zoos, and we see nature like oh, it's over there in that little bit. It's a show. It's not a show. You're not meant to be in a cage. You're not meant to be in, you know, in little enclosures. So our whole relationship with nature is artificial. It's not realistic. It's not in harmony. So because we're so out of touch with it, we don't know how to relate to it. We don't know how to nurture it and be part of it. So I believe we need to take time out from our, instead of going to the cinema on our holiday or on our like you're doing the right thing. You're on the beach next to the turtles. So but most people, they go to a holiday resort for a fun fair and you know, merry-go-rounds and cinemas and complexes. It's still artificial.
I know what you're saying. Yes.
You know.
Yes. And for me, the sea is special. I know a forest, a lake, but the sea, I don't know. To me, for me personally, I'm talking personally now, it's something very, very special. For the people that are watching, for example, our friend Tony from Puerto Vallarta, he has lived almost all his life in the sea. I mean, he is from San Francisco by the sea.
Okay.
He spent a lot of years in Hawaii by the sea, and now he has spent 10, 12 years in the west coast of Mexico, which is actually the opposite coast. I'm right now in the east coast, in the Yucatan Peninsula. I'm in a whole different place. But he's extremely lucky. But he's also, I mean, that's the road he has chosen. So I'm envious in a good way of my good friend Tony that the sea is so special. The sea is so. I think our relationship with going back to the arrogance and humility thing is to be a little bit more accepting that we don't know better, that we certainly need to listen to nature more and leave nature alone. And that my example is not to mess with the people that did this. I'm not, they were also a little bit wrong. I noticed, so they were playing around. But these are turtles that are going to the sea. Leave them alone. I mean, they're not toys. Okay, they're not. Sometimes and I'm very glad. I'm very supportive of the hotel that they didn't care they were guests. They said, you shouldn't. This is to be left alone. This is not. It's not a game. So in a way, it's something like that. Okay. Yeah. So I know, Tony. You also, I need to clarify because it's gonna get taken out of context. That when we say arrogance, it's not about being arrogant. That is using your brain, thinking you're doing a good thing. Maybe I don't know if they were thinking that or they were just playing around. Honestly, I don't know. I cannot go into others' heads. No. But if they were thinking they were actually helping this, the arrogance part and the humility part is, let's get something straight here. Nature doesn't need us at all.
No.
At all. No. It's not like when humans came, nature thrived, and the nature has thrived before humans, and nature is gonna thrive post humans. If that's the future of the earth without humans, whatever. Yeah. I'm just saying, the best thing we can do, same as I shared on a few episodes already with you, that I feel, for example, when in conflict, when you have a conflict, when you have something that involves violence, the best way to stop this karma cycle is to step away. The best thing with nature, just leave it alone. You see some turtles, they know. They don't need you. Trust me. No. They know how to get to the sea, and they know their best chance of survival. It's something they have, same as we have, in a little bit different way. The car resonator, the car connection, the divine connection that knows much better than our brain. Because again, the brain is just a tool. And if you think about it, and I was thinking of our show with Jeannie, that went great, but I was thinking that I couldn't explain better something that if we are going to trust our brain, just think everything that has poisoned your brain since you were born, which is the out there. Okay, so
Yeah.
so in a way, you decide if it's something you want to trust or if you rather go with your heart resonates. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, when you said the subject before we started filming, I looked up the two words, arrogance and humility, on a dictionary. And it said arrogance, pride in yourself, pride in oneself, and to acquire. So to accumulate, to possess. It's like acquire, hold. And then it said humility, humble. And it comes from the earth, to be grounded to the earth. That's what it's called, from humus, Humus. So humble is from humus, which is to be grounded to the earth. So that's connected and in tune with, I would see it as. But I mean, I don't take definitions. I'm too cynical to believe in dictionaries even. But, so arrogance is, it's mine. I own all this. It belongs to me. And humility is the opposite. No, I'm grounded to the earth and I'm part of it all. So it's kind of like two opposites, which we've lost touch with our connection and our place in nature. We've become acquisitive of it. Like, oh, that's a turtle. Oh, let's pick it up. I own this. No, you don't own it. You've lost your perspective of nature. You've lost your place and your harmony with it. So, yeah, it's the mind that's been, it's like the egg timer, I keep coming back to, the attention's in the head instead of the body. So we're not earthed, we're up here. And we need to take time out and get back to it. But it takes effort to be pulled away from the distractions. People still love TV and noise and radio music. So it's a choice, but I've made the choice myself. I'll just choose peace. And for me, peace is where it is, where it's at. I still have a laugh and a joke, but I need my time out from people and noise so that I can feel grounded and in tune again. And that's what it does for me. Just being silent, quiet, half an hour a day. That's it. But yeah, mate, I think we need to get reattuned to it, reattuned to nature somehow.
And you know, Tony, what I find amazing is that you went and looked for those words, and they actually, it's exactly the point we're trying to make. I mean, humility, we're not saying, oh, I'm humble. And no, we're saying it in the part that you're an important part, equally important to others. And you're only that, okay? And I think arrogance goes back to the point that you're something special. Oh, I have a brain. Oh, I can think. I can rationalize. No, that doesn't make you special. Actually, most of the times that confuses you in a way and makes you make poor choices.
Yeah.
That if you went with a natural way, with your inner compass, with something that steers you in the way you need, in the way what you really need to do, instead of thinking about it, because then you rationalize and then the brain really, you start going, goes high up in the RPMs, really thinking, like you say, a conversation with yourself, and you end up doing things that you don't even understand why you did them, okay?
Yes.
So that was the whole intention of this topic. It was arrogance to humility, was thinking we're better than nature, to going back and understanding that at best we are a part of nature, and actually we are not necessary at all. Nature thrives on its own, and the only thing that is asking of us is we stop interfering. Okay.
Exactly. And I believe that the mind, it's like when you ride a bike, when you start learning to ride a bike, I rode the bike when I was a kid, and I had stabilisers on the back, 2 little wheels to steady it. And my mum got me it for Christmas. And she said, go and play on it. And she started me off. I was about 5. And it was like, put your foot on the pedal. Right, okay. Hold the handlebars. Now steer like that. And it was, I got you, right, left pedal, steer. And it was like the mind bit. Okay, I've got it theory. Now I need to be in the moment and be in the flow of it. Like use my senses in the flow. So once I got the pedals going and I was off, I thought, oh yeah. And I stopped thinking pedal and steer, pedal, steer. I stopped it. I just did it. And it's like, that's our natural intuition. We might need some guidance to learn something, but we already know it. We already know what to do. If we, like a cat, we sit and watch it and work it out. Just study. It comes to us. So I think the mind overdoes it. We've become too mind obsessed, and it's tripping us up all the time. It's getting in the way from being present and seeing what's around us, seeing in the moment, and absorbing life and seeing it for what it is. So yeah, I think we need to trust our instincts more, enjoy our senses, look at the world and taste our food and drink and feel the air on our face and the sun and enjoy life instead of analysing it and trying to acquire it and hold it and possess it and make fun of it. No, be in the moment and come to your senses. I need to say that, but it's not easy to do. It takes humility to do it, and I think that's what the world's lacking: humility. Yeah, mate, I definitely think that.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But I think we as a humanity are getting much better in that, and I think that's related to how much a lot of people are relating with nature and respecting nature much more. And that's why when someone speaks about nature, I see being in nature and about nature. And what I'm trying to say is not only being out there for your pleasure, but also respectful. Okay, when who knows where this fire start and this situation that is going on in the world. Some say it's artificial. Yeah, maybe it is. But there are many ways. I mean, you go to parks and sometimes they're full with litter and they're full with garbage and lakes full of plastic things. I mean, can we just take a little second to go to the garbage can, or maybe take it with you? If there's no place to put the garbage, make a bag and take it with you and throw it in your house. Don't leave it there out there in nature. Again, that's the arrogance, humility part. Is we need to be humble, and we need to not think that this is the only earth we have, and it's not true. That's why I have disagreement with those that go about the fossil fuel things. That is necessary. I'm not an environmentalist. I'm in love with Earth, okay, and everything that Earth has.
Yeah.
And for me, it doesn't make any sense at all that Earth will need for us to burn things in order to increase carbon. Okay, think about it for a second, though.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't exist, who's going to burn that? Okay. So whatever carbon is necessary for life, trust me, nature is going to take care of that.
Yeah.
If anything, we are only interfering with that process by burning things for energy, when we have spoken many times that there's very well known that energy is just available for us.
Yeah.
It's just that we, for some reason, we don't see it. Okay. Energy is right now.
Yeah.
When I am, energy is totally available for us. But for some reason, we decide to go about other ways, backward ways, okay? Ways that are not intended for that, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Tony, on this one, we're using my phone and I don't want to risk it that, the battery and all that. So we're going to probably go short on this one.
Yeah.
Do you have maybe something in closing?
I just feel that we're born into nature, well, civilization, but we're born with our instincts intact. And then civilization, little by little, takes them away from us and replaces them with objects, material goods, plastic, metal. And it's a tug of war between civilization and nature. And I feel it's only nature that I'm interested in getting, being peaceful. I water my plants. I've got a few plants, and I'm happier when I'm in tune with nature. So it's a choice for each person, and I can't make it for them, but I'm making my choices myself.
Yes, and we're not judging anyone. And if you love being in a city and hate being in nature because maybe you're not as comfortable, that's you, and that's totally respectful. We are just sharing this, that it's our feeling, our opinion. That's the only thing you get here, feelings and opinions. You don't get any truth or anything like that, because that's yours, by the way. But what you get here is our feelings and opinions that we need to be better to nature, and we need to be humble in the fact that we don't know better. It shouldn't go to our brain. So you see an animal out there, you don't know better. Okay. Yeah. You don't know better if that animal belongs in the sea or not. Believe me, nature finds ways to at the end give balance to everything, the law of balance. And that's why when that person was explaining to me how the turtles go at night because they have a chance, that's the law of balance. Yeah. They have a fighter chance, okay? Yeah. If they go at day, they have no chance. No chance. But if they go at night, they have this fighter chance that the percentage is going to make it. So that's nature for you, okay? It's giving the turtles the intuition to say, hey, you don't have any chance by day, but you do have a chance by night. So
Yeah.
maybe you want to go by night, okay? So that's why also, unfortunately, these turtles are very wanted. That's why there's a lot of protection going on. They are very wanted as far as, I don't know, for resale. The eggs are very valuable. So they're very protected. But if you think about it, that's only because someone will mess with them. But if we will leave nature alone and we'll stop respecting this earth a little bit more, I think things will be much better. I think nature is expecting that. I still believe the animals, the way dogs and cats and every animal you think of, they look at us and they see this conscious being, okay? They say, you have a gift that I don't have. They have the connection to earth. That's different. They have a connection to earth. But we are the conscious beings. And again, for the ones that say every animal is conscious, we will be at fight with the other conscious species if they were conscious, okay? We will be at fight with lions, we'll be at fight with birds, believe me, because that's unfortunately something that requires a lot of maturity and a lot of humility to be able to handle this gift of consciousness, because it's a gift, okay? So I'm still hopeful, Tony. I see examples every day on how people are changing. Honestly, I'm at peace, and the most important part is I'm trying to focus on neutral and positive things, or better said, every situation that is thrown at me, I'm trying to find the neutral and positive on it, okay? And if there is 100% negative, then there's nothing to find. It's not a problem. Then the situation is gone, it's forgotten, because there's nothing there, okay? So I understand the pressures of this earth, and we recently had an episode on the victim mentality that I also believe kind of will be taken out of context. That what we're saying is be powerful, and if you had suffered trauma, you have the choice not to be a victim. You have the choice. You be whatever you want, okay? You have the choice not to be a victim. And that we, of course, understand children is a difficult example, because it's very difficult to have the maturity as a child not to be victimized. That's close to impossible. So we understand the special case. But, it's what it is. And thank you very much for having this show with me.
Thanks, Alex. Cheers.
A chance to be a little bit out there, and then. So thank you very much, Tony. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. And please stay for the last, I'm going to try to stop your recording. Please stay for the last 2.5 minutes of the show.
Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.